this episode is a doozy.
Yeah.
So this is properly 2008. Times they were a changing in real time at this point.
Love me. XOXO. Gossip Girl.
It's very funny. I kind of can't get over the sociopathy of Georgina's plan because there's not a plan is the thing.
Do you want an intro? I was going to get into it.
I'm Will.
I'm Kristen.
She's Kristen. We're watching Gossip Girl.
Season 1, episode 16, all about my brother. Okay. So Georgina does say at the end of this episode that she just wants things to go back to the way they were before whatever happened in the hotel room. But
2 weeks have passed.
Yeah, and she has been
a moon phase.
2 moons have passed.
She is consistently answering to the name Sarah.
Sarah. Yeah. She has infiltrated Dan
has properly
and Vanessa.
Befriended Dan and Vanessa.
She is like wedged into that friend group now. She's in it.
To the point where Serena, just a little bit of pushback from Serena, and Dan's like, maybe you're not the girl I thought you were. And it's like, ah!
I could properly see this episode being edited into like a trailer for the movie Gaslight. Like, it's a lot.
So was that it?
Yeah,
you were like, I was gonna get into it.
That is what Georgina's verbalized
she
plan
seemingly has no plan because it's like she's going about this until it inevitably comes to a head.
Right.
And while that is inevitable, it's not necessarily going to be immediate.
Right. And also, I mean, Serena has a point where it's like, if Serena goes down, Georgina's going with her. She was also there.
So in that regard, yes. But in that regard, based on the information we have, it's like that was a storytelling device.
Sure.
But there's a scene where Serena is with Dan and he brings Georgina over and was like, this is our new friend Sarah. You're going to love her. And she's like, hi, I'm Sarah. And it's like,
it's so much.
It's so weird. It's so weird. But then she also apparently is getting bored. I guess it's taking too long. So she just decides to
well, she sends Serena a copy of the tape first. And then she swings by the penthouse.
So let's go ahead and do it now. I'm assuming you've already seen this, so spoilers abound. Georgina and Serena were doing drugs with some dude and he overdosed, correct?
I think so.
Okay.
If I'm remembering correctly, I think that's what happened.
But the language they are using is that Serena murdered him.
She says, I killed a guy.
Manslaughter. She manslaughtered.
It's not, in my opinion, it's not even that. She was in the room when a man died.
I think she's the one that like handed him the bump or whatever.
Yeah.
But it
was
like
because she was already so out of her mind. If I'm remembering correctly, that's what I think happened.
So, like I said in our previous coverage,
and I feel like she passed out and like he could have been saved if she were like alert.
Do we see the footage? They're in like a hotel room. Isn't there like a billowing curtain maybe?
I don't remember a billowing curtain, but I do believe we see the footage. If not in the next episode, then in the finale.
There's 2 more left.
There's 2 more left.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a fine reveal. As we've been teasing the whole time, what we respond to more is how the characters treat the information versus the information itself.
Well, especially because the interaction with Blair and Serena at the end of this episode, where Blair is like, you literally couldn't tell me anything that would make me turn my back on you. Like, they've been through a gauntlet already, and she is like, literally, absolutely nothing. And Serena's like, I killed a guy. And it's just sort of like, I don't believe you in the first place.
Was that the debut of your Serena? It was pretty good. It's throatier than you think it's going to be.
She is throatier.
But there is a unhinged needle drop.
Yeah, and then
it's not even but it's not even a pop song.
No.
Like, it's not even like what goes around comes around. It's this like,
I killed someone.
and so I remember that is why we watched the show.
Yeah.
So they covered it on the Soup. I might see if I can find the clip because I think I have it. I don't think that this nugget has ever made its way to our audience. But I had a pass, like a back in the olden days.
Like an iTunes pass.
Because our cable at the moment didn't have E, so I was downloading it while that dispute was resolved or whatever. And so I have like properly 4 full years of Soup episodes.
Yeah.
I've got like several hundred. And I think it's from this time. And so we saw that scene where they just presented that scene on the Soup and we were like, what?
Yeah. And that was when we finally were like, we're gonna let's do this.
Because it is solely the needle drop.
Yeah.
That it undercuts the scene in such a 2000s way.
Because even if it just had like a sting from the score that was, even like a dun 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 kind of a
or
thing.
what goes around, like if it was a pop song, it's too late to apologize, like whatever.
Any Timbaland song that was popular in 2000.
The Way I Are.
Promiscuous Girl.
That one. No, okay, wait. We gotta run the simulation.
Run it through.
Promiscuous girl. I'm just gonna do like a bunch of smash cuts.
Serena. I killed a guy. Promiscuous girl.
I killed someone.
I know I've been a real bad girl.
Time bomb. Boo, 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 boo. Stay tuned after the credits for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Blair knows. And at this point, also, so Serena and Dan, they end on a weird note where it's like, they're not like broken up, but he kind of pulls like a...
Yeah, he's like, we all live in Brooklyn, so maybe you should find a cab.
Yeah. Oh, look, here's the cab. It was...
Well, Georgina finds the cab, but still.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was very like, get lost. And okay.
Well, and also these Humphrey kids are very like, oh, you're jealous. That's so cute. Because Jenny does it too. And it is not the case in either circumstance.
I wish just once the Humphreys would get what they asked for. Like, would actually...
Like, Eric is like, yes, my undying love. And, like, just starts following her around like a puppy.
Because Jenny, man, oh, God. I mean, I remember...
Yeah.
We already covered it a little bit in our coverage, but it's like, I remember liking Jenny, and then I remember hating Jenny, and then I remember liking Jenny, and then I remember hating Jenny.
This is the end of hating her momentarily. But then what's that dumb bitch's name in season 2? Isn't it like Pippa something?
Something like that. I don't remember, but
she gets shitty again in no time.
Jenny's like on the mends a little bit from her behavior a few weeks ago.
Rufus is like trusting her a little bit more.
She's now kind of dating that guy.
Yeah.
I thought it was happen next season, but it's here.
Yeah.
It's here and done. I also thought I remembered liking him more, but he's awful.
I feel like Eric gets another boyfriend that's better.
Is that what I'm remembering?
Yeah, I think we were both.
Okay.
I think we were both conflating two things. I think Eric gets a nice boyfriend.
Okay.
In season 2, at least nice for the beginning.
Yeah.
But this guy fucking sucks, and he's got real Brett Kavanaugh face.
The whole episode, that party that Jenny was hosting was terrible.
It didn't look great.
Because we were watching this with Rachel. I wish we could have like filmed our reaction or whatever, because you could feel the stages of grief. Like she was like in denial and she was bargaining with like the wardrobe this entire episode, but it culminated at that party.
Well, she was right. Everybody was wearing
one
only one thing too many. Because like Blair looked absolutely incredible, and then she had this like bedazzled headband, and I was like, really? Like everything else was great.
Kati in that one was like, I was going to ask you to wear a matching dress to mine, and it's like shimmery Golden Girls.
Yeah,
like it.
Yeah, it's not good. But because I like Jenny's dress too, but it's not for it's not correct for the time of year or the type of party.
Stupid clasp in the silk headband, and the necklace, the floral. There's so many headbands, man.
It's the Blair thing. It's because Blair's thing is headbands.
But it's like even Blair, because they're still competing, and it's just so misguided on Jenny's part.
Yeah.
But I think the second thing is it's all so beneath her that it's like Blair trying to beat Jenny just makes Blair suck as well.
I don't.
These girls are beneath Blair. Her competing for their attention.
Those girls are beneath Blair, but they are still. I mean, she has Serena, but Serena is again floating 3 feet in the air on a cloud of whatever. And so she has Serena in a way that is like, it's not minions. She still needs the minions. And
yeah,
so,
I guess. I don't know.
I agree that like fighting for them is weird, but also she has her own little, like Nelly Yuki and Iz are hers now. And it's the new girls that are still with Jenny.
Penelope and
but now
Hazel.
But now they've all gone back to Blair.
But Eric and what's his name, Wes?
Asher.
Yeah. Are just making out in the street. Asher looks around. He's like, and then starts making out. It was really dumb.
Full public, right in front of the school. Right. You're trying to keep it a secret. You're doing an extremely bad job.
And there's this whole thing about like trying to like obscure who the boy he's kissing is. And it's
just so obviously Eric. Like,
because that Asher kid has to like bend at the waist to
it
like
couldn't be anyone else.
And it like comes out. Eric gets brutally outed by Georgina, which she claims she didn't mean to. I could go either way with that.
I kind of believe that. Serena doesn't, but it's because Serena's been burned so many times at that point. I kind of believe her because I feel like Blair and Georgina have a very similar relationship with Eric. Where like Eric is the sweet younger brother and I'd never do anything to hurt Eric. And also she doesn't out him at school. She outs him with his family, which could go worse. It could admittedly go worse, but I kind of believe that she honestly didn't know that. I could go either way, but I'm inclined to believe that. Just because of how everyone else behaves with Eric.
It does make Georgina just a hair more interesting that she would have a code.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, man. But
I mean, it can go either way. If you're interpreting that she knew the whole time, I'm comfortable with that too.
Well, because
I'm not going to die on this hill.
There's also the Asher, like, because Jenny goes to try and, because there's rumors abounding that he's gay.
Yeah.
And so Jenny goes to try and sleep with him. And he like...
Or at least actually get to third, like she told the girls that she did.
And he turns on her. It's gross. Yeah. I don't remember it being quite that
he's
gross.
He's like, this isn't what we do. And then he's
like I would ever look at you.
Yeah,
like
you're a Humphrey from Brooklyn or whatever. Yeah. And it's just sort of like, okay.
And she was like, but you were nice to me. And he's like, and I could be nice to you again. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's like they are 15, but it is a very like, this is a marriage of convenience conversation where it's like, you'll let me be gay and I'll let you be popular,
which I wish they had entered into. Like, I wish it was mutual.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is
that
Jenny
plot would be more interesting if she was actually bearding for him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm very protective of the like fag hag, the hag relationship, and I don't like the malice and deception on his
of course,
part.
No, 100%.
It really.
Because you're right, if they had entered into it, if he was like, I can make you be popular.
We could help.
And
like,
I am gay and you could help me be straight. But it's like, because he's so closeted, he would never be like, I'm gay, so I need your help.
There's also an implication, because if he was at the Ostroff Center, there's an implication that he's hurt too. I don't know.
He was not at the Ostroff Center.
That's where Eric met him.
Well, I would imagine that his parents sent him so that he wouldn't be gay anymore.
Still, that makes I don't know. It's strange. So they have this party. Jenny's being terrible, and
it really is.
I do love Blair showing up, and everyone's like, "You can't do this. You're not invited." And she's like, "And yet,
what?
And yet, here I stand."
What do you have, a bouncer?
And so she's going back and forth because she's trying to not protect Eric, but Eric is there, and so he jumps in and does the single worst thing a person can do.
She is trying to protect Eric.
Yeah. Did I say she's not?
Yeah. She is trying to protect Eric, and she's just trying to get Asher to like admit
he does the single worst thing a person can do in 2008, which is admit they're gay.
Yeah.
And Asher winds up.
Yeah.
He takes a deep breath.
Yeah.
And he pulls a Tyra Banks.
Get the fag off the TV. I'm not watching that.
We, all three of us, shrieked.
I could feel it coming. It was like watching a tsunami approach.
Well,
but
I was telling you, Rachel was going through the stages of grief, and we were like, surely not, no.
Yeah,
no,
it was-
they're not going to do this.
They definitely did.
If it were like 3 years later, they wouldn't. But
Yeah.
it was such, and Rachel
May
was just
5th,
like,
2008.
it was 3 weeks later.
The shot heard round the world.
There was like a ripple
Yeah.
effect.
It was bad.
Do you remember my brother's ex-girlfriend when we were she and I had a 9-year age difference. She was younger than me. And we were talking about how this stuff, especially the use of the F word, has changed over time. And she was like, remember that commercial where
That old lady.
yells at the girls for saying that's so gay?
Yeah.
And I was like, that old lady's name was Hillary Duff.
Yeah. Come on.
No, it's wild because Rachel looked at us and she was like, man, shit would, like, when we grew up,
It knocked the wind out of
it
me.
happened so organically, the
Yeah.
change.
Like not saying it anymore.
Yeah, because
Or
you don't,
like leaving it to only like truly villainous people.
or punchlines or
Yeah.
like very specific, like it wasn't needed.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I have a relatively casual relationship with the word. I think it's mostly whatever, but it's just so weird to like stop saying something because there's nothing for you to measure. There's
Yeah.
nothing to gauge. And when someone throws down a word, because we've had similar conversations about the R word, where it's
Yeah.
like we used to say that willy-nilly.
All the time.
And now if somebody says it, I like gasp.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
like,
great.
So, yeah, it's interesting. There's a badge of honor quality for me watching some of these shows, the way that they treat some of the gay stuff.
Mhm.
Because we do get to like a very Glee pandering special episode place where it's like, okay, it's not a virtue.
Do we with Lily? You think that's what it feels like?
Culturally.
Oh, culturally. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it starts being treated like a virtue, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let's.
Just the way we all are. Like,
But I do sort of love, like, because Eric basically has to own up to like shitting in the punch bowl, and
Yeah.
it's like okay, fine. So I've sucked a few dicks, you know. It's like,
it is good, and I do like that that Eric is like, nope, he's 100% gay. He was kissing me. I'm gay. We were kissing each other. We're both gay.
and Lily rebounds
She
fairly
does.
well.
It's within the same. It's like within a 4-hour window,
Mhm.
and I think because I was right at dinner when she's like, it takes her a minute, but I think
She was like, no, not my Eric.
she was doing it.
I was like, it got waspy.
I was gonna say waspy. She got very like waspy denial about it.
When did Brie Vandekamp show up?
But then she's very immediately like, everything is already so hard just being alive, and like, I'm worried for your safety, and it's like, I feel like legitimate concerns that parents are allowed to have.
Mm-hmm.
And she handles it well, and she's like, but I want you to be in love, and I want like all these things for you. So I don't know, I think it turned out nice. Lily is there when she needs to be.
I like Lily.
Yeah.
Because then they're like, her and Rufus are continuing. He's like asking for help with Jenny, because Lily's such an authority on
Raising teenage girls.
keeping teenage girls in line. But or was that last week?
No, that was this week.
Okay, where they're like trying on.
He's with her while she's trying on her wedding dress. It's beautiful though.
I just like your point when we were watching this movie where you were like, why are they under? Like, you're like, they can just have an affair. Like, it's not like her and Bart are in love for the ages, or like
Bart is constantly out of town. You're telling me she can't go slumming in
stays
Brooklyn?
having mistresses.
Yeah.
Like
she can't just like sneak off to Brooklyn every now and then, please.
But so Jenny does get her ass handed to her,
Yeah.
and she surrenders to Blair, and it's a very, very good scene.
I love that scene.
Leighton, she,
I do love that she just also is like waiting for her. Like, I'm surprised she's not smoking.
she literally is. But she plays it just right because, as mentioned twice already in this episode, there is a fine line between the camp and the drama.
Yeah.
And Leighton really plays it well, where it's like, she's
why I
smug.
think she's so good at it is because she's so good at comedy.
Probably because she also sells the like kind of there's a an emptiness in Blair at this point.
Because she realizes how absurd it is. She knows, but she's like,
and it's like, well, and I think because she sees genuine potential in Jenny.
Yeah.
She felt justified and excited to have like someone to spar with.
Yeah, because she even was Jenny's like, I'm done. And she's like, we're just getting started. And she's like, nope. Jenny's like, nope, I'm done. And you can see Blair being like, well, fine.
Yeah,
like,
now I gotta go back to fucking and there's a slight pathetic quality almost to,
I think
to Blair's gloating.
Yeah, I think interestingly there's shades of Blair in Villanelle from Killing Eve. It's interesting. You should watch it. It's pretty good.
So I think that's it because we end with the I murdered somebody.
I killed a guy.
Killed.
She
a guy,
never
yes.
uses the word murder.
You're right. It is different. Yeah. It is different. So, Chuck wasn't in this episode?
No. Eric was talking to him on the phone.
Well, because
so presumably, Chuck knew Eric was gay.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we remember liking because Eric and Chuck had buddied up a little bit, and we were like very and because we were saying everyone's like Chuck's gonna wear off on Eric, and I was like Eric might wear off on Chuck a little bit, and it turns out that that's the source of their. Because
Serena doesn't really confront him, but she goes to talk to him, and she's like, "Who are you talking to?" And he was like, "Chuck. You know, for all his faults, he doesn't judge me." And I was like, "That is true. He cannot be one to judge someone on sexual exploits. We know that for sure."
So yeah, okay. Well, that's that for that. So we will be back later.
Bye.
I'll never tell. You know you love me. XOXO. Gossip Girl.
Trying to think of another needle drop. Started to go into fireflies.
I killed someone.
I'd like to make myself believe